Welcome to another Thursday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. On the pages today are information on the simplification of cross-border trading and a little nudge for you to give a pint of that precious gift of life. Stay with us.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That was in Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up.
Just in, the island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence.
A whole way of celebrating it. They say the people them, you know, them come here, you know. But you see, when our people decide, say the other people, them free paper, burn up. Them say, if it's war, start it, whatever. We all collect medal, panta fight, you know.
Medal.
Amount of tongue, we give them, you know.
The celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report.
I am on site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it pre.
Why pre?
Activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration.
If you don't know the app to get the updates then.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, March 31, 2022. Jamaica will be receiving millions of dollars in support of its crime fighting, energy security, trade and commerce expansion, and COVID-19 recovery efforts from the United States government. Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, gave a commitment for the funds in a meeting with Prime Minister Andrew Holness at the White House yesterday. An investment of $10 million will support violence reduction programs with the same amount committed to Jamaica and the region's energy security ambitions. The U.S. government is also providing $20 million towards the expansion of Jamaica's trade and commerce sector, with support also promised to boost the island's COVID-19 recovery efforts.
The United States and Jamaica continue to be close friends with many issues in common, and this partnership is an important one and an enduring one for the United States, and we look forward to strengthening and continuing to strengthen the relationship.
Vice President Harris also accepted the Prime Minister's proposal to establish a working group to continue dialogue and to look specifically at Jamaica's unique circumstances. For his part, Mr. Holness thanked the Vice President for prioritizing what he has described as a productive meeting and for the support she has committed. The Prime Minister says he looks forward to working with the United States to leverage the strength of their partnership towards enhancing the security and well-being of both countries. Dealing specifically with the matter of security cooperation, Mr. Holness acknowledged the U.S. government's support, but also highlighted areas for expanded cooperation. These include intelligence and information sharing, access to training, especially with regard to cybersecurity, assistance with the acquisition of security assets to expand Jamaica's border security and management, and greater support to stem the flow of illegal guns into Jamaica.
We believe these areas also coincide with the United States' interests in ensuring that the region is secure, peaceful, stable, and prosperous.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is on a working visit to Washington, D.C., which includes meetings with high-level officials in the United States, as well as a planned engagement with the Jamaican diaspora. The Fair Trading Commission, FTC, will be making several recommendations to strengthen the regulatory framework of the ICT, telecoms and financial sectors. Minister of State in the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Dr. Norman Dunn, made the announcement during a recent press briefing hosted by the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC. He says the recommendations are to follow the completion of market studies on digital payment systems and the wholesale supply of digital broadband services in the telecommunications industry.
The digital payment study answers two critical questions regarding the electronic payment platforms available to consumers in Jamaica. One, what is the state of competition in the electronic payment platform market? And two, what is the level of participation of end users, that is the consumers and the merchants, on these electronic payment platforms?
The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development will be spending $11 million to repair a section of the Mayday Main Road in the Knockpatrick Division of the Manchester Central constituency. Portfolio Minister Desmond McKenzie made the announcement while touring the constituency recently. Temporary measures were previously put in place to ease flood damage to the road after it was severely damaged by water runoff from an adjoining hillside. Minister McKenzie says the funds will be used to put a more permanent solution in place.
I want to commend both the MP and the mayor and the municipality that the road network is not that bad in comparison to other roads.
Minister McKenzie also visited the Melrose Cemetery, where he made a commitment to provide help in improving some of the infrastructure there. The minister and his team's tour of central Manchester also included the Melrose Yam Park, Belfield Hill Main Road and Davidton Square. Coming out of the tour, it has been announced that the Manchester Municipal Corporation will be undertaking further improvements to the recently refurbished Melrose Yam Park in the parish. Mayor of Mandeville, Councillor Donovan Mitchell, says the work will include providing electricity to all the shops used by vendors and other operators at the facility.
All the amenities there will be taken care of. Additional electricity, we'll be putting in a play area for kids, a car wash, a jerk center. And all of that is a part of the network, the road network for the new highway that is coming in.
Mayor Mitchell says once the works are complete, people will have access to the Yam Park from both sides of the highway. He's appealing to residents in and around the area to be patient while the work is underway to make the space more comfortable. And finally, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is assuring the public that plans are in place to deal with any possible upsurge or fifth wave of COVID-19 infections. This assurance comes as a number of countries have reported increasing infection rates in recent weeks.
We are in a far better position should we have a surge, and let's hope we don't, that requires a response. Because we now have a script, we have the experience, which is still very fresh in our minds, to apply a response, I think that would be more effective, as each response has been to the different surges that we have had.
The Health Minister was addressing a recent COVID-19 Conversations press briefing held at the ministry. He pointed out that the infrastructure, equipment and personnel remain in place to continue responding to the pandemic.
We have had to build out additional capacity, COVID wards, temporary facilities. We have individuals, the frontline workers who are trained, who are therefore able to apply themselves to circumstances around infections and hospitalizations and community engagement, the lab and equipment.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Register your alma mater for the Forestry Department's My Tree Legacy promotion and be a part of the preservation of Jamaica land we love. St. Catherine High past student Prime Minister Andrew Holness recently participated in the initiative.
It is not just because it sounds like a very nice thing to do to plant trees. It is a very real strategic response in being a responsible government, a responsible nation, a caring nation about our planet and our atmosphere and our climate and our environment, to plant trees.
Let us highlight your contribution to the My Tree Legacy promotion by submitting videos or pictures of you leaving your mark. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
Creating a one-stop shop online platform to improve the ease of doing business is being facilitated by the government through the Jamaica Customs Agency. Cross-border trade is now simplified through the Jamaica Single Window for Trade, J-Swift. Let's learn more.
With the implementation of digital platforms to facilitate trade, the ease of doing business is not just a phrase, but reality. Through the ratification of the Trade Facilitation Agreement, the government of Jamaica has put systems in place to improve cross-border trade.
This is definitely a step in the right direction.
The following services are available through J-Swift. These include motor vehicle dealership license, heavy-duty equipment import permit, as well as for hydrogen and rare gases. Traders will also be able to access import permits for refined sugar and milk powder, motor vehicle and motorcycle, as well as for chassis and clips. For persons importing plant and plant-based products, such permit is available through J-Swift.
Right now, with the new J-Swift platform, it's a preferred method.
Using this platform, the Jamaica Customs Agency, the Trade Board Limited, and other border regulatory agencies across Jamaica are able to process documents submitted online by traders in a timely manner. That also includes Certificate of Origin.
So currently, the respective parties are able to go online and do a self-registration, providing their details, and that to do with the company to which are being associated. And thereafter, they will have access to a suite of online applications. So whether it is for applying for a permit, applying for a license, or in this case, a certificate of origin, which is involved in exports.
After registering and receiving your user login from the J-Swift platform, the trader is now able to make an application. The system also allows for the attachment of supporting documents.
For example, if you're doing a motor vehicle import application, you'll be required to submit the pre-shipment inspection, the invoice, and of course the other documents, for example, the certificate of registration or title. There are others which will just require simply a commercial invoice, and there are others which will require more details by way of the data that is being submitted on the application form.
The most recent service offered on the J-Swift platform by the Trade Board Limited is that of the Certificate of Origin. The trader will enter the exporter and co-signee details on the General Information page of the application. The trader will then complete the special segment, which includes the country of destination, producer or manufacturer details, transport details, followed by the item details page, which will allow the trader to enter each item and commercial description along with the country of origin, the origin criterion, and invoice details. The related invoice must then be uploaded as a supporting document, after which the trader will submit the application and proceed to make payment using the online payment service. The application will thereafter be assigned in real time to an officer for processing. The approved Certificate of Origin with the electronic signature, stamp, and reference number will be available for download once the application has been approved. The trader will also benefit from a system-generated CARICOM invoice with details of the approved products from the Certificate of Origin. If the application consists of clothing and textile, the system will also generate a Certificate of Jamaican Origin, JN2 or JN3, with the relevant details.
There are a list of criteria that we check for based on whenever the clients submit their documents to us. So we check to ensure that both invoice and certificates, the consignee and the the company that is exporting the product is indeed correct. We also check to ensure that no clients will be exporting another client's product, because that can be a breach on our part. Each certifying officer will check to ensure that all products are deemed certified for export for duty-free treatment. Once that is done, we approve the document, and those documents are then sent back to the client via their dashboard, where they are able to print it, and they're also able to upload the same document to the Asikuda system.
Another benefit to using the J-Swift platform is making payments. That can also be done on the system, eliminating the need to go to multiple places for this transaction.
After the payment is done, you will get a verification from the J-Swift platform saying the permit has been paid for and is being processed. So in a day or two, you'd get an email that permit has been approved. So in fact, it doesn't take very long to do the payment. Once the payment has been made and verified, the Trade Board will assign an assessor to work on that application.
Before you are able to submit your certificate of origin on the J-Swift system, there's a key element. You would have to complete your product analysis form so that we can tell you if your product qualifies for duty-free treatment. If it does qualify, we will submit a letter to you informing you. But if it does not qualify, we'll still submit a letter to you, but we will guide you and provide you with the necessary information to tell you why.
To help stakeholders maneuver the J-Swift platform, the Jamaica Customs Agency is carrying out ongoing training sessions.
Along with the training sessions, so what we have done is to pre-package the material. So we do have our YouTube channel that is Learning J-Swift, which has quite a bit of the videos, which would guide persons as to use the service. We also have our e-learning platform, that's learning.jswift.gov.jm, where persons can go and register for the online learning platform and of course enroll and go through the training material at their own pace and at their time and convenience.
With J-Swift coming online with Certificate of Origin, the EUR, I am sure that trade will be speeded up.
So far for us, it has been very efficient. It's less time taken up to having to stamp so many documents because it's now digital. And with all of that, we're able to focus on additional duties that we have that is needed to be completed at the trade board.
The online services certainly is a step in the right direction. We do understand the constraints of the pandemic and the need for us to provide services that are far more convenient to our citizens or traders.
Jamaica Single Window for Trade, J-Swift, enabling faster processing and release of commodities, transparency, trader compliance, reduced cost associated with trade regulatory requirements, while fostering best practice and improving trade standards.
Without a doubt, tourism is Jamaica's #1 industry, and our dedicated workers are its greatest asset. Jamaica would not be the heartbeat of the world without you. As the industry rebounds from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, we truly need all hands on deck, yours included. Vaccination holds the hope for tourism's full recovery. In addition to COVID-19 protocols, it is the only comprehensive way to fight the pandemic and save lives. I am therefore urging every worker in the tourism and hospitality industry, in all the subsectors, including accommodation, attractions, entertainment, transportation and craft, to do your part and get vaccinated. Do it for yourself, your family, your workplace, and your community. Do it for Jamaica, land we love. Stay safe. Get vaccinated.
In the midst of a global technological revolution, the fourth industrial revolution, that is transforming the way we access information, communicate, learn, and even play.
The COVID-19 pandemic quickly demonstrated why the need to integrate technology in education is a vital part of teaching and learning. But this should not be done exclusively as a crisis management tool, because technology is now an indispensable part of modern life. The Jamaican government understands and is moving in alignment with that idea.
Technology will remain a permanent part of the education system. We will still have all the technology that you're used to in the virtual space. It will still be available.
The World Economic Forum, in its Future of Jobs report, estimated that by 2025, 85 million jobs may be displaced by technology. However, the report also estimates that 97 million new jobs will emerge that are more adapted to the new division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms.
Technology is the future, and the future is digital. It simply means that using technology in the classroom will help to prepare our children to become more competitive applicants for future job markets. By incorporating devices such as interactive smartboards, using smart computer labs or apps such as Google Classroom into the daily teaching and learning environment, students are better prepared for the digital marketplace.
While we work to address the learning loss from the pandemic, we are concurrently embarking on a systemic transformation of our education system to address three fundamental issues. The first is the quality of education and alignment with future job markets.
The walls of the classrooms are no longer barriers to collaborative work, as technology is facilitating new ways of communicating and working together. Where interaction was once limited to those in physical proximity, now technology is facilitating students in one class being able to easily share information with teachers and their peers in other locations near and far. Even for work outside class, students can collaborate on group projects using technology-based tools and applications, allowing for easier peer interaction and engagement.
We are in the era of artificial intelligence, virtual and augmented reality. This revolution is transforming the way children and young people access information.
It's now easy for students and teachers to access a vast amount of information, from books to research papers to videos, available through just a click on the internet. Opportunities too for formal learning are available online, giving people the chance to participate in and complete traditional degree programs at institutions even in other countries. With the ease at which people can now access education, it therefore means that learning too can be accelerated and students can explore new subjects and deepen their understanding of difficult concepts. With the global reach of the internet, a new epoch of anytime, anywhere is emerging for the education field. The use of technology in education could very well mean that learning no longer has to be confined to regular firm school hours. Simply put, engage in your lessons at times most convenient to you. The education sector, like many others, has become deeply intertwined with technology, but the promise of greater development rests in what educators, students, and even technological developers do to support learning and teaching needs. Well, for us here in Jamaica,
this government is transforming our education system and sowing seeds for peace, opportunity, and progress.
Up next, giving with a difference.
I was first introduced to the idea of donating blood when I was attending Calabar High School. My Key Club had the idea of keeping a blood drive, but back then I was too young to donate.
My mother is a nurse, so I have always known about the importance of donating blood, but I never donated until something tragic had happened and a co-worker was in need of blood.
Last time I gave blood was back in 2008 when my mom was diagnosed with cancer. She's the main reason why I took the first opportunity to give blood. Unfortunately, I stopped donating blood because my mom had passed. She succumbed to her cancer, and as a result, I didn't have any reason to donate blood.
After that first time donating, I did not donate for several years. Not because I didn't think it was important, it was just not a priority.
I didn't have any other family member who was ill at that time, or anybody being pregnant or expecting a child, so I didn't really have a reason to give a blood on someone's behalf. My dad called me one day and said that, Jay, you know, I'm going to the hospital and I'm going to do a little procedure. But I need you to donate some blood for me. At that time I didn't know what it was. It's afterwards when I found out that he also has a form of cancer.
I was turning 30 a few years ago, and I didn't want to just have a regular birthday party. So I started thinking about what I could do, and the first idea I had was a blood drive.
My family experience actually brought the reality home. Before I would see commercials or I would hear people talk about giving blood, and I wouldn't even consider it because it didn't affect me. I donate because it's a simple act of kindness and it goes a far way in saving someone's life. Plus it's also a benefit to me health-wise.
People should donate blood because really that's the only way that persons who need it can get it. Unfortunately, modern medicine and science hasn't found a way to make blood. It's a very good feeling because everybody grows up, you know, reading about superheroes, and so I get to be a superhero all the time.
Knowing that my act actually goes towards saving someone's life is quite a humbling experience.
I celebrate life by saving a life. You have a valid pint.
What's your measure?
Share a pint today.
Share a pint today.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.